afternoon, good evening to everybody. You're listening to Heartfelt Testimony. I am Saida Johnson. It's just good to be here. We 30 minutes. Boy, listen. The Lord is so good. We're glad to be here tonight. Just one more time, giving him honor, giving him glory for all that he has done. He has just done so much. Listen, Kevin Grimes is in the room. You see him? You see him? You see him right there? Boo, what's going on, brother? How you?
Oh, girlfriend, hey, it's all good. We're gonna make
Is
it
it
happen.
good? Listen, it's election night. Election night. I got my vote in. Did you get your vote in?
I voted last week. I did that early.
I did too.
Early. Early voting.
Early voting is what's up. But we got some serious things going on tonight, and we're hoping that certain candidates will uh, come out victorious, so that we can change some things in our government. And we're excited about that. We're praying about that. So hopefully everybody got a chance to vote. The polls are closed. And here we go. And the numbers ought to be coming in.
Gotta be rolling in.
They ought to be rolling in. Can you see any numbers where you are? I can go online to see. You
No,
can see no numbers?
no, I don't see any.
Okay, that's all right. We
Y-
we gonna know by the next week. We gonna know by next week. We will know what's going on. Everything going good?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So, um, we got voting and whatnot, which is a great thing.
Mhm.
I don't. I had a discussion with my people today on campus, and it was not that pleasant.
Oh no.
Yeah.
What? What had happened?
So,
What?
I mean, I don't expect kids to know everything
Right.
that's happening politically.
Mhm.
However, there's still some things they should know civically.
Exactly. You're so right about that.
And when I'm asking questions of content that they should know because they've come in contact with the content before,
Come on.
I'm concerned when I don't when I don't get the answers that I need to hear,
Okay. Okay.
which tells me that either our educational system is failing
Oh
at
no.
doing its job, or there's so many other distractions that we sometimes don't understand the relevancy of what's going on, right?
Okay.
Um, so I just had one of them conversations with my folks today, and I at one point in time I just stopped talking
Oh,
and I just started looking at them,
like
and of
you was.
course they were looking at me like, Mr. G, you all right? I'm like, yeah, I'm good. I'm just not in a good spot at the moment. I'm just not. I'm just not.
Were you staring them down? What was you giving
Yeah,
them a
I
look?
just stopped talking. I just started looking at him and just like,
Did you?
yeah, I was like this.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and I was perplexed. I was confused. I was disappointed. I was
Oh man.
heartbroken. I was a lot of things,
Okay.
and they were not good. The look was not a good look.
Okay. Was not a
Need,
good look.
needless to say, and the trip that I think about it, we start talking about money first. We were talking about money,
Okay.
and then money turned into um the war, and then
Yes.
the war turned into politics because they couldn't make that connection. They couldn't make them connections,
They
partner.
couldn't make.
They could
Wow.
they couldn't make the connections, and it's like,
Oh
and
man.
they start talking about how we got the biggest, baddest military in the world,
Oh,
and of course,
oh wow.
I had to,
You don't
I
know?
had to question that. I'm like, according to who?
Mm-hmm. Oh wow.
And of course, that turned into a whole different kind of conversation. And it's like they think some of them think life is just like uh this ultra um political heightness
Mm-hmm.
where there's really no accountability. Like, I didn't even go into like why do we think that we have to police everybody?
Oh wow.
You see what I'm saying? Like
It
historically,
does.
why do we think we have to like, police everybody, tell everybody that, we gonna come to your country and we gonna do whatever. I mean, what makes us feel as if we have that authority, right?
Right?
So I don't know. Those things concern me. So we were having that conversation, and then I came home and I looked at what's it, Ephesians 13. And I just
Yes.
had to look at Ephesians 13 right quick because I wanted, I had to go to the word, right? And I have to understand that uh when you don't understand, I know when I don't understand certain things, I just need to kind of look at some things in totality, right? So I was looking at Romans 13. It says everyone must submit himself to governing authorities.
Oh wow. Come on.
For there is no authority except that which that is from God. There is no there you can't there God established authority, right?
Right? Yeah.
The authorities that exist have been appointed by God.
Come
Then
on.
verse number 2 says, consequently, whoever resists authority is opposing what God has set in place.
Mm.
What God has set in place. And those who do so will bring judgment on themselves.
Oh my goodness.
But then verse number 3 says, for rulers are not a terror to good conduct. Now
Rulers.
I had to sit in that one for a minute, right? For rulers are not a terror to good conduct.
Hmm.
So if somebody is halfway, if somebody is doing good, if somebody is obeying the law, if somebody is minding their own business,
Come on.
then rulers have no authority to come in and disrupt that for no apparent reason.
Okay.
All right, it says, but rulers are not a terror to good conduct, but to bad. Meaning that, don't mess with folks unless they are in violation of the law. And then ask you questions. Do you want to be unfair to the one in authority? Then do what is right, and you will have his approval or her approval. All
Come
right.
on.
For
All right.
he is God's servant for good. Okay. He's God's servant for good. Now that one right there may be a little confusing for some folks, right? So if God has authority over all, does
Right.
that mean that whatever the leader does should be in alignment with God's word
I like
or
that.
or
That
God's
just makes
will?
more God's and God's will. God's word and God's will.
Because what if God's will is to rule ultimately, and and it is for his interest, not ours.
Right?
Then does that also mean that whatever the authority does, whether good or bad, is still in alignment with God's will?
Yeah, I just don't think that God his word is has been set here for us. And so that's all we really have is his word to go by. So his will is not gonna conflict or contradict. Come on,
Okay,
how
wait.
gonna
His will. Wait,
contradict
wait,
his
wait. His
will?
his will or authority's will.
I, I,
Now, I can ask that question. Okay,
mm.
remember when the children of Israel wanted a king,
They wanted a king, and he,
right?
yeah,
And what did God
okay,
do? Uh,
okay,
against God's will, God said, "I'm gonna let y'all have some kings because that's what y'all want. That's what y'all think y'all want." Because they looked around them and saw everybody else having kings, so they said, "Why come we can't have no king?"
okay,
But that was not in God's plan. That was not God's will. God said, "I'm gonna let you do it, so you can see um how this is not going to really bode well for you. This ain't gonna be in your ain't gonna be in your best interest. But I'm gonna let you experience it. But it's not gonna be in your best interest. But because the king still had to do what? Abide in God's will.
okay,
All right.
yeah,
But they
yes,
didn't
he should.
always do what God wanted. You see what I'm
Okay,
saying?
hmm,
So when I look at that verse, that just came to mind, right? That just kind of hit me when I looked at that. Um, but nevertheless, uh, and I'm gonna look back over verse number 5. He says, "For rulers are no terror to good conduct, but to bad." Do you want to be unfair of the ones in authority? Then do what is right, and you will have his approval. For God, verse number 4, for he is God's servant for your good. But if you do wrong, be afraid.
is that was that your bottom line? If you do wrong, be afraid. It was that.
Be very afraid.
Be
Meaning that
serious.
yes. So the person who violates the law should be the one who should be afraid. Not only the one who violates the law, but the keeper of the law. If they violate the law, they should be even more afraid because who established the law?
I
God.
don't know. Yeah, yeah,
If
yeah,
God
yeah.
established the law and you're supposed to
Yes.
be the one that's the keeper of the law and the
Come on.
authority, then it would seem to me that you better hope God has some mercy if you didn't rule according to His will.
I'm, hey, it that's as
I,
plain as it gets
I'm
right
I'm
there.
I'm I'm just saying. He said, but if you do wrong, be afraid, for He does not carry the sword in vain. He ain't carrying the justice just because. He's carrying the justice because it's real. God's justice is real. He is God's servant, an agent of retribution to the wrongdoers. Now he's talking about the person in authority, right?
Come
So
on.
if when God rules justly, he's giving the authority to those in charge to rule justly. Verse number
Okay.
5. Therefore, it is necessary to submit to authority, not only to avoid punishment, but also as a matter of consequence. Hmm. Now check this out, verse number 6. This is also why you pay taxes.
Ooh.
For the authorities are God's servants who devote themselves to their work. So don't be trying to skirt on the taxes. You got to pay taxes, right? But you also have to be, the taxpayer is responsible for the authority. The authority is also responsible for the taxpayer. Verse number 7, pay everyone what owes him, what you owe him. Taxes to whom taxes are due, revenue to whom revenue is due, respect to whom respect is due.
Okay.
All right. Honor to whom honor is due.
Right.
So pay taxes, pay your revenue, pay your respects, all right, and pay your honor,
Come on.
all right.
Okay.
But then this is what gets me in verse number 8. This is why
Number
this is
eight.
important. See, this is why this is important verse to me, right?
Verse number
Here
eight
it
is
is.
is. Yeah, let me get back and hold
Yeah.
on.
So
Go
verse
ahead.
number 8
Yeah.
is key for me because
Okay.
if you understand verse number 8, it's a whole lot of stuff you ain't gonna be doing anyway, right?
Oh
So verse number
man.
8 says, "Be in debt to nobody except to another in love. For he who loves his neighbor has fulfilled the law." All right. The commandments: do not commit adultery, do not murder, do not steal, do not covet, and any other commandments are summed up in one decree: love your neighbor as you love yourself.
Love your neighbor as yourself.
Yeah,
Come on.
here it is. Love does no wrong to its neighbor. Therefore,
Yeah.
love is the fulfillment of the law. So it's the governing authorities should govern in a way that promotes love. Because
Okay.
the will of God is to what? Is to love your neighbor as you love yourself.
As yourself.
That's why he says, "Oh, no man no debt, but to love him."
Right. But look, if you don't love yourself, you are not
Well,
fulfilling the commandment of God.
well, not only that, if you
You
don't love,
just not
if you don't love God enough to love yourself, I think that to for me that's important, right?
right.
Because love emanates from Him.
Right.
So when
God
people
is
start
love.
talking about God, when we say God, country, and God and country and self, right?
Right.
Some people believe, some people say it's God and country, and then you, it's just you as an individual. So I don't know if I'm loving my country more than myself. And I hear what people are saying, and I ain't never served in the army. I work for the government, but I ain't never served in the army. But I'm gonna tell you
Right.
right now, I love the Lord, but I'm gonna serve folks.
You gonna serve folks?
I'm gonna serve people, and so I'm gonna serve people. I'm not saying I'm because we had a little discussion about the whole who should have dropped the bomb first, blah 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 blah. And then one young man said, "Mrs. Graham, you act like you act like you working for the other side." I said, "What's the other side?" Well, you act
Oh,
like you working for the you act like you supporting our rank. Our rank. I said, "I'm
oh,
not. I'm supporting right. That's all I'm concerned. That's all I'm concerned about. And if you don't know both sides, how can you say what's right if you don't know both sides?"
you can't say what's right.
You cannot. There are three sides. There's side A, side B, and the truth.
And
So
the
which one you
truth.
gonna choose? Which one you gonna choose? I say I'm questioning what you think you believe based upon your knowledge about what's happening. Which your knowledge about what's happening is real shallow. It's really shallow. And so
I
I began to ask them, very straightforward questions, right? And that's
right.
when I found out y'all don't know a whole lot.
Yeah. That's why they in school. Yeah.
That's why. And one boy's
That's
like,
why.
Miss G, I'm just sitting here listening. That's all I'm doing. That's all I'm doing. Cause he said, I'm admit, I don't know.
Oh wow.
I said, bro, I appreciate you sitting and listening. I said, but you need to sit, listen, and watch. Because there's some folks who think they know some stuff.
Mm,
And I'm not trying to put them in an embarrassing situation, but they really don't know as much as they think they know.
right.
And I said, I just want you to understand what that looks like. um, because um, the government controls a whole lot of stuff that you
Yes.
don't think they control, but they do.
Yes.
And so that's when we went off into a whole nother tangent about just stuff that they should know, right? So um and God forbid I talk about any other candidates, senatorial candidates, representative. God forbid I talk about any of those because they don't understand. Excuse me, they don't understand the function and purpose of government
Oh
and
wow.
the impact. I'm like, y'all want a lot of money, but y'all don't understand that money comes with responsibility, and money is
Absolutely.
regulated by individuals who you wouldn't think regulates the money. I said, who controls monetarily? Who controls what happens in this country monetarily? They said the government. I said no, the government does not.
Oh
I
wow.
said the Fed does. All
Man,
right.
come on.
The Federal Reserve
The
does.
Federal Reserve,
Now it
right?
was established by the government, but it's not regulated
Right.
because the Federal Reserve has to be nonpartisan.
Right.
Now members of the Fed are selected by the president, but they are selected on a nonpartisan basis, meaning that no Democrat or Republican controls the Federal Reserve.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Because it would make the Federal Reserve look very biased.
Come on.
So Jerome Powell, who is the leader of the Federal Reserve, he makes decisions based upon the Federal Reserve and representation of the 12 banks that are part of the reserve.
Right.
So when people say, "Well, we're going to impeach the Federal," you can't really do that.
Come
You can't.
on.
That's a congressional, and you can't do that. So, uh, but again, people, if you don't know, you only know what you know, right? If you don't know, you don't know.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? And so that's why folk like Jasmine Crockett, who wants to be a part of the Senate, who wants to have political oversight, which she does have political oversight over a lot of things that happen in House of
Congress.
Representatives.
Right.
Now she
Hmm.
wants to be a part of the Congress. I mean,
Right.
so people, well, why she want to be in the Senate and not in the House of Representatives? Because to some degree, the House, I mean, the Senate checks and balances
The president.
the House of Representatives, right?
Right. Right.
So they're like what some 400 some odd members, like 35, but we only get two senators per state. That's how
Hmm.
you balance the House of Representatives,
Hmm.
right? That's how you balance the House of Representatives. So if each state gets two senators, then how many total senators do we have? Well, there's 50 states, we have 100 senators.
Come on.
So uh based on how you vote has a has a pretty significant impact on what the Senate can do in response to balancing or counteracting the House of Representatives.
Okay.
So Jasmine Crockett say, "Hey, I want to run for the Senate." So because she knows you get longer terms
Okay.
and you essentially get, which means you get over time you get more political power.
Got you.
All right.
So now, how do
So
you feel about this woman, this black woman, with all of this potential political power? How are we making the adjustment? What are we doing?
well,
Is that
I go back to Romans 13. It don't matter. I mean, my thing is, I think my thing is, whoever supports her has to understand that she is going to represent her constituency
hmm
in the state of Texas
come on?
as well as in the United States.
Right.
They just have to understand what that looks like, right?
Exactly.
So, anytime we vote for candidates, as a believer, I'm believing that they're going to work in the best interest of this country based upon what God has
Exactly.
uh deemed them to do.
Right.
Right now,
We
what
hope
they do,
so.
how they do that, they're going to deal with the Lord.
Ooh, be very afraid for not doing things.
Right. And
Uh.
because we have a representative government,
hmm
and there's a government with checks and balances,
Right.
and limited government, then therefore whoever's doing the governing, they better make sure they take care of business
Come on.
because God has given them what? The authority to
Right.
govern. So with authority comes great responsibility and accountability.
Absolutely.
You see what I'm saying? That's why it's very dangerous to, support folks who just whimsically do things
Mm.
and claim that they don't and claim that they are backed by the Constitution, which they are not. Or in this particular situation, disregard constitutional law
hmm
because the Constitution is the law of the land.
Right.
You see what I'm
Or it
saying?
should be.
Should be.
So why
And
is
here's
Trump
another
trying to
thing.
change that? Why is he? What's
What
how?
some people have an ulterior motive.
I
Let me
got
say
you.
that.
Okay.
I don't know what his is, right? I can speculate, but I don't know, right?
Right? Come on. I mean, what?
Well, first of all, I'm trying to understand how a person can be president given certain legal status, a certain legal
Wow.
status.
Come on now. Come on.
So
Okay.
as far as real Christians are concerned, my conscience would not allow me to even be a part of the electoral process, given my status as the authority.
Wow.
See, there's some things that go beyond. So when we start talking about verse number 8, be in debt of no man.
Of no man.
Yes. So what do we call what do we call it when criminals have to be in prison and serve their time or pay their crimes, pay for their crimes? What do we call that? You got to pay your what?
Your dues.
Debt.
Yeah.
You got to pay your debt
Yeah.
to
To
society.
society.
So if you don't pay your debt to society, you are indebted to someone. And it's difficult to be freed up when you are indebted to something or someone.
That's so true.
So until a person pay their debt to society, they're criminal.
Oh.
I'm just saying.
Ooh.
What criminal in terms of the law,
Yes.
and really to some degree a criminal spiritually.
Come on.
I'm
Man.
just I'm just saying how some people may look at that, right?
Right.
So for believers, I'm not gonna use the word Christian. I'm gonna use it loosely, right? But for believers who understand what that looks like, then they second guess the activities within the government. They
Okay.
question that, right? And rightfully so. If I'm gonna use Ephesians 13.
Right. Wow.
I'm gonna look at that right now. Romans 13. What's that? Romans 13. So if I
Right.
if I look at Romans 13 and how it's
Uh-huh.
written, then I have it. That's why it's very just like what was it in Ephesians? It talks about how preachers and teachers should basically think twice about leading because their responsibility is going to be greater. They have a greater spiritual responsibility, spiritual and moral responsibility.
Okay. Hold on a second. Hold on. Hold on. Let me get back. Say that again now. What happened?
I said, so for some people who preach and teach, the Bible advises them to think twice about preaching and teaching because they will be held to a higher standard or a higher account.
So if they quit, are they still being held to that
If they
standard?
quit,
Yeah.
if they quit the position of being a teacher and leader,
Yes.
well, no, I mean I don't know how that works. I mean,
Okay.
do we ever quit? I mean, I guess I'm talking about in terms of ministry. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Okay.
But you still responsible for what you taught. You don't stop living the word, right?
Absolutely.
You still got to be responsible for that. But uh that's something I guess we can deal with later. But I think there's some things I don't think people question or think about when they are talking about what God's will is as opposed to what our responsibilities are.
Gotcha.
I
Okay.
don't I don't know how people sometimes I don't know how people justify rationally what they do or say in terms of the word. I just don't know. I just don't. I don't know. Yeah, sometimes, yeah, there's some times we ought to lot for grace and mercy, but
Yes.
then there are some times where people should think in terms of grace and mercy before they act.
Right. Hmm.
I don't know. I'm just I guess taken back to how people sometimes interpret certain things and think that it's okay. I just that perplexes me. I don't
Wow.
know. So this is Women's Month.
It is.
right? Uh,
Yes.
which used to be Women's Week
It used.
back in 1978.
Wow, I did not know that.
Yeah,
It used
Women's
to
Week
just be a
turned into
week.
Women's Month back in 1980. President Carter deemed that Women's Week should now be Women's Month.
Okay.
So we've been
So is it
having
Women's History Month or just
Women's History Month. I'm sorry,
okay?
Women's History Month, right?
Okay. Okay.
So he deemed that as a month of recognition back in 1980.
I got you.
So that's how we get Women's Month.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying? Uh so this is the month where we recognize the accomplishments of women, of all women.
Of all women.
Not some of them, but
All
all
of
of them,
them.
not just a few of them.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So what is that really meant to you in terms of your womanhood? What is Women's Month? Um,
I think just a great time, a great month to just reflect on some of the women that we consider to be, leaders. Looking back on them and then seeing those things that they've gone through, what they did to help us, to help the economy, to help our lives, just women in particular. It's just great to look back and see that as we move forward um, in our own lives as women, to look back and see what did they do? What are some of the things that they had to go through to get where they are? And then when I face those difficult situations, those problems, okay, I'm good because if she can do it, I can do it, and that just helps me move forward and to stay focused and to stay motivated. Because sometimes you be like ready to throw in the towel. You be like, man, I'm not gonna do this. I'm not gonna do this. But when you're able to look back and see Rosa Parks, that's way back. That's way back. Rosa Parks, that's way back. But with Michelle Obama and some of the things that you know, um, she didn't ask for to be, you know, first lady, but she just did it with grace and style, and now people want her to be president, but she not trying to feel.
so I
She
don't know
don't
if you've
want
heard this story
to.
before or not
Yeah,
about Michelle Obama.
come on,
So she said she and Barack went out to eat one time at this restaurant, right?
right?
And they walked in, and the owner recognized who she was
Okay, was she trying to be
because
incognito? Something?
hold up, no, well they always trying to be
Oh, okay, okay.
incognito. So the owner recognized who she was, and of course, he gave them complimentary service.
Yes.
But he came out and introduced himself, and of course, she was like, "Okay, how you doing?" And she's like, "Cause they used to go out back in the day."
Oh
Yeah. So I
Lord.
mean, he was like, it was a
How
nice
awkward,
restaurant. It was a nice restaurant, right?
right?
And so
How awkward is that?
hey, but it is what it is. So he went back in the back to do something, right?
Right.
And then Barack's like, hey, all this could be yours. Can you
Woo!
just imagine? All this restaurant could have been yours. Kind of tongue in cheek deal, right?
All right.
He said, had you married him, all this would have been yours.
Oh,
She said, yeah. She said, that's true. She said, but had I married him, you would never become president.
woo! Woo! Boom! Back. That's a mic drop right there. And
Boom.
that's what I'm saying. You know
She said,
that right
he
there.
said,
That's a bad
bruh,
girl.
you
Bad.
you
I mean,
would never
she's
been
amazing.
president if
Yeah.
I had married him.
Come on.
So leave me alone. Okay.
Yes.
So the power of women
Mm.
And the power of supportive women is something that cannot be underestimated. Matter of fact, the theme for this year is leading the change.
Leading the change.
Uh-huh. Women shaping a sustainable future.
Right.
That's the theme for this year's Women's Month. Okay, leading the change, colon, women shaping a sustainable future.
Man,
Women shaping a sustainable future, right?
shaping it.
Yes. So again, women do not get what I mean, we've gotten better, right? But typically speaking, historically, women haven't gotten what their just due is. They haven't gotten a lot of credit and recognition.
Right.
Um, especially women of color,
Mm.
quote unquote women of color, or um, I hate to use the word minorities. I hate to use that.
Right. But hey,
I really don't like saying women of color, but I mean we don't have any other choice words to. I guess we could use it. We just delve into it, right? But so for women like Jasmine Crockett, for women like Rosa Parks, for women like uh, you know uh, Sojourner Truth, for women like women Harriet Tubman, for women who have paved the way
yes.
for us to be where we are and who we are. I think about
Come on. Come
Maxine
on.
Waters. I think
Oh
about,
wow.
I think
Wow.
about folk like those who paved the way for Jasmine Crockett. I think about those women. So,
Right.
um, um, they paid a tremendous price to
Come
be
on
who
now.
they are and have the influence that they had. So, we owe them something, right? We owe them something.
Come on.
So, and I don't think we should take that for granted. I don't think
Exactly.
we should take that for granted. Um,
Exactly.
so who has been some of the most influential women to you?
Listen. Um. I. 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 We do. We've been doing this for the past 5 years or so. But Olivia Broadus is just. She is just that person. There's just simply nobody else. Nobody knew me better than her. She just. Um. She was just amazing. Just amazing woman. She influenced me. She taught me some things that I still carry to this day. Even to this day, some of the
Okay, your
things I'm
mama
like,
don't count. That's automatic. Your mama don't count. Stop. Your mama
yeah,
don't
yeah, but
count.
I
That's
can't, I
automatic,
can't, I
right?
can't leave her
I,
out
I
because
need, I
there's
need, I
nobody
need
else that
nobody.
really not what
Okay, nobody can be
um
nobody can be mama, right?
no, I mean, you know what I'm saying.
That's a given. Nobody can be
But
mama.
I've
So
learned some stuff from a lot of different people, a lot of different women that are doing things that are, that are big, that are good. Um, yeah. But my mama,
yeah,
yeah,
I mean, for most folk, I think that's automatic, right? But when I think
yes,
about other influential women who played a significant role in my life, right?
yes.
Whether I know them or not, um, I think sometimes we got to really pay tribute to them. Like Shirley Chisholm, right?
Come on.
Shirley Chisholm was the first African American woman to run for president in 1972.
Right, exactly.
But a lot of folk don't know Shirley Chisholm.
Oh wow, who don't
So
know that?
without a Shirley Chisholm, it's a lot of folk you don't have in government.
Come
A lot
on.
of like black women in particular. They don't exist.
Right.
So you can't have a second without having a first.
True that.
You know what I'm saying? Without Shirley Chisholm, you can't have a Kamala Harris.
Nope. Or
You,
Jasmine
you
Crockett.
would,
No,
yeah, you wouldn't have them.
that's true.
Maxine Waters, you wouldn't have them.
That's so true.
You know what I'm saying?
That's true. I believe
what's his
that.
name, Cheryl Mosley Braun, you wouldn't have them.
Right.
So, um, I think it's overdue time to
Oh yeah.
recognize a lot of women in
Yes.
specificity that we don't normally see as life changers
Okay.
in terms of our country, right? In terms of our history, right? A lot of people get
Right.
swept under the rug.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So now, people mention folk like Susan B. Anthony and folk like that, which I'm not I'm not a real big fan of Susan B. Anthony.
You not
No,
because
no, no, I'm not.
you didn't like
No.
the corn that that Susan B. Anthony corn. You don't like that.
And she got put on the coin, right? So
She
I
did.
don't, because Susan B. Anthony did not want um African Americans to have, especially African American men, to have the right to vote. She felt like white women should have the right to vote before black men or black people.
Wow.
It was very vehement about making that known. She
Gotcha.
she she stated that white women have more intelligence than than black folks. Period. And she said that. Guess who she said that in front of? I
Who
forgot.
that?
I forgot what conference it was. She said that in front of Frederick Douglass.
Huh? Really?
Yes.
And he said,
And his response was basically, I'm
"Baby,
paraphrasing, you gonna sit up here and tell me that
you smarter than me."
not just that, you gonna sit up here and
Ooh.
tell me that you're going to ignore the suffering of all women, black and white,
Yeah.
at the hands of a government that don't care about y'all, or or I don't care what persuasion you are, and
Yeah.
you're basically trying to denigrate. You're gonna denigrate me as a man who has far more intelligence, or is just as intelligent as you. And there were a whole lot of Frederick Douglasses that she didn't know existed,
Yeah.
right?
Come
So
on.
it just goes to tell me, but she gets put on, at least she gets put on a silver dollar. We can't get, we can't get folk on a penny,
They don't.
that
They don't make the penny no more,
that's
bro. So
and
I don't know.
they quit making a penny, right? So I mean, what does that tell you? We can't,
they don't. They don't do that
we
no
we
more.
we don't
Okay.
get no cents. We don't get penny. We don't get
Come
nothing.
on.
Quarters, dime, nickels. We can't get on a
None of
penny,
that.
let alone.
Come
So
on.
so you know so how do we show appreciation and value uh to folks who don't recognize other? I don't know.
Okay.
I get it, but I don't get it. But now she wasn't as big of an African American fan as some people would think. She believed in women's
Oh
suffrage,
wow.
but white women first. And
Wow.
anybody in the
Wow.
listening audience, if you want to challenge that, that's fine. That's fine. Just come back with some facts. Don't be
Wow.
giving me no baloney. All right, come back
What's
with
up,
some.
Sherwood? Hey, what's going on,
You
bruh?
don't be
Who
doing
else
that.
is on
Yeah.
here? Avis Gold, I see you, girl. What's going on? Thank you so much for joining us tonight. It's amazing. It's election night. I was trying to go over there and see if there's any totals in.
Anybody got anybody in the listening audience? If you got any
Yeah,
numbers, let us know. Right?
let me
If you got
know
some
if there's
numbers.
any. Yeah, come on. Let's see. I was trying to see if there was any in the
See any
38th
numbers?
congressional primary election results. Are they back? Ah, I can't see. You know, you had to.
So let's just look at Jazz for a second, right? Jasmine got almost 10 years. She got probably about 10 years of political experience.
Yeah.
And she has done a lot. I had somebody tell me one time, ask a question. Well, I really don't know what she's done. Oh, do
Oh wow.
tell. And as to question her viability in terms of a political candidate, I could probably ask the current president that question, but
Right.
I'm not. Like how much political power did he? How much political influence did he have before he became the president at number 45? And I don't think he had a whole lot.
Okay.
So when people start questioning folks' political experiences and want to judge their political
Come on
political
now.
history and want to judge their political experience, I'm like, yeah, you gonna judge that, you gotta judge them all, right?
Right.
So essentially, stop doing that, right? People, I stop doing that. So uh, Crockett, she was, part of the 2024 electoral cycle, as she served as national co-chair for vice president for Kamala Harris campaign, for the Kamala Harris campaign.
Hmm.
All right, and she helped convince certain swing states to look at Kamala, 2 or 3, 4 times. Y'all need to think twice about what you're doing.
Right.
Um, she also made some significant strides for the LGBTQ community, which
Mm.
whether you support them or not, they do vote.
They do vote.
They do vote.
They do.
So she said, "Hey, I'm representing all folks." So people don't understand when you in office, you represent all folks.
Everybody. Yeah.
I don't care if they voted for you or
Everybody.
not. You still represent them.
You represent
You,
everybody.
you, you see what I'm saying? You
That's
still
right.
represent them.
That's
So
right.
overall, Jasmine Crockett distinguished herself through legislative activities in the state of Texas legislature,
Hmm.
leadership roles in the U.S. House,
Right.
passing bipartisan laws, and very vocal advocate in the majority of and a major national issues ranging from voting rights to economic justice.
Yes.
She supported the John Lewis voting rights bill,
Oh
which
yeah.
which still really ain't
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 no.
passed. Didn't pass.
Come on.
Okay.
Mm.
So I don't think people look they don't look at that kind of stuff, right? Texas. She's part of Texas House of Representatives
Hmm.
back in about 2020. Um, took office in 2021. I think she took what's my girl's place.
Uh, ah,
I just talked
Eddie,
about her.
Eddie Bernie.
Yeah, Eddie Bernice. That
Eddie
was Eddie Bernice.
Bernice.
Yeah, Eddie Bernice Johnson.
Eddie
Yes.
Bernie. Yeah. Hmm.
So Eddie Bernice, she put her hands on her and said, "Hey, this is my next one. This is the one y'all
Yes.
should choose, right?"
Exactly.
So she represented Texas 30th district and took office January 3rd, 2023.
Hmm.
All right, she officially held elected office for about 5 years until 20, like currently. So that's about 5 years she's been in political office. Um, so she used to serve as the chair for Bowie County Democratic Party in East Texas area. Before that, um, and she had local party leadership uh, for her first race, state representative 21 to 23, 2021 to 2023, for about 2 years. U.S. representatives from 2023 to present time.
Right.
So total time of service is between probably about 5 to 10 years.
Come on.
All right. The State House of Representatives. She built a coalition to pass criminal justice reform. We talked about that before. She was a member and founding member of both the Texas Progressive Caucus and the Texas Caucus on Climate, Energy, and Environment. So she's a
Wow.
big environmental representative. She's one of the leading architects in 2021. House quorum yeah, quorum for Democratic lawmakers. U.S. House of Representatives again selected in 2021. She's been an activist and played an active role, including freshman leadership representative and later vice ranking member of the House Committee on Oversight and Government Reform and ranking member of House Judiciary Subcommittee on Oversight. So those individuals, that oversight committee, oh my gosh. When they say oversight, that's exactly what they do. They watchdogs. They looking at governmental activity in
Yep.
terms of laws being laws passed.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so if you ain't in your oversight committee, they big time.
Yeah. That's
So
good.
that makes her a senior house. That makes her a senior house representative. She ain't no lightweight.
Well, she be on the board.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
She
And of
be
course,
on.
extensive law career.
She got her facts together,
You see what I'm
and she
saying?
knows how to deliver those facts
Yeah, more
every
than
day
they
of the
do.
week.
she said, yeah.
Yeah,
So wait, did she go? Did she go to U of H? I'm trying to think. Did she go to? No, did she go to U of
she.
H? Law
Um,
degree?
I don't know.
I need to fact check. Don't quote
What
me
did
on
she
that.
get there?
But she said, I'm gonna tell you right now. You don't know the law better. I don't care if you went to Harvard, Yale, Dartmouth.
You don't know. You
I don't
don't
care
know the
what your
law better than
pedigree
me.
is. I don't care what
Come
your
on,
pedigree is.
come
I
on.
talk facts.
Yes, indeed.
I know how the law works. And she ain't scared to say I'm smarter than the majority of y'all in Congress anyway, who
Come
think you
on
know
now.
law.
Yeah, University of Houston. You're right. You're
Yeah.
right. U of H.
Some folk don't like. All right. Part of the
Yep.
Grand
Boys and
Transparency
blue.
Act of 2023, requiring laws to be clearly and more accessible in terms of
Mm-hmm.
federal grants are concerned.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, and I'm not hating on James Tallarico. I'm just not. James Tallarico, good dude, good
You
dude.
like
But
him? You looked him
I,
up. He's
I
pretty
mean,
good.
good. I mean, good. I think he's a good candidate. But in terms of experience, I mean, oh girl, God, she has more experience,
Mm.
and she's done more since she's been there.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
And they're about I think about 7 to 8 years, 8 years difference between the two.
Oh, okay.
So she's older. I don't think
Gotcha.
James Tallarico is 40.
Oh wow.
Jasmine Crockett about 40, 44, 45.
Mm.
She don't look it. Crack don't black don't crack. So
But watch out now.
I'm sorry, my bad.
Ah, 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 ah.
Uh, I'm
She's
just
born
saying.
1981. She's born in
He's born 81.
1981. Yeah.
I think James Tallarico was born in 89.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And again, I'm not knocking the dude. I'm just saying that when it comes down to somebody who gonna fight,
Yes.
I've seen that fight. I've seen that fight in her, right?
Yeah. She can tussle with the. She is not afraid.
And she ain't, as we
She
say,
is
she ain't
not
scared.
scared.
So that counts for something.
That's it, man. My prayer is that she is going to succeed and win, and that she will do the very best job that she is capable of doing. I'm looking forward to it. I pray. That's my prayer. Come on, girl. I'm rooting for you. I'm rooting for you, Jasmine. Let's go. I'm
Yeah,
rooting
I
for you.
mean, so folk need to be. First of all, let me say this to the viewing audience. Um, Stay in the word,
Oh man,
right, and learn your history.
learn your history.
Understand the political part that you play in the makeup of this country.
Come on, because it's not to be taken lightly. It's not to be taken lightly, y'all.
Because I got some I know some folks who and I'm talking about adults. I ain't talking about kids.
Right.
I know some adult folks who don't hardly understand anything
Right.
about civics,
Right.
how government is structured, what the
Mm.
responsibilities of the three branches of government are,
Mm.
who create laws, who enforces laws, who interprets the Constitution,
Come on.
um, what the responsibilities and roles of the
Hmm.
House versus the Senate,
Yes.
who the third person in charge is after the
Come on.
after the president.
Listen, YouTube got some nice little videos. It
Yeah,
breaks all
yeah.
that down. You
Go
ever
to
watch?
YouTube. Yeah, go to YouTube
You ever
University
watch? Man, they break it all the way down.
and just type in some stuff. You get a whole civics lesson
You can get a whole civics
in about
lesson.
2 or 3 4 minutes.
Absolutely. They break it all the way
You know what I'm
down
saying?
with pictures
If,
and
if that don't work for you, don't.
diagrams and everything.
You know what I'm saying? If that don't work for you, go get you some Schoolhouse Rock.
I'm just,
I'm just a bill,
you remember
but
that?
I'm only a bill,
Come
and
on.
I'm sitting here on Capitol Hill.
Come
But
on.
one day,
One
I'm gonna be
day.
a law. And I hope and pray that someday, you know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm talking about. Hey, that's our show for tonight. I'm just grateful for the history lesson, political, civil. Just get, you know, you was kind of going strong with that. You ought to be afraid. Woo!
Hey, folks better look at
You
that
ought to be
word.
afraid. You ought to be afraid if
You
you
got
do
when
it.
you don't obey the law, and I'm telling you, it's some
When
folk
you
that are
don't
fearless
obey the
about that
law.
law. They don't. Hey, I'm gonna do what I want. I'm gonna do what I want to do, Mister G. I said you can, but you can't do it for as long as you want to.
Woo!
That's why
Woo!
you here with me anyway.
Ah,
So
in the
you keep
first
that
place.
mindset. Keep that same energy when you go to prison. I God forbid you
Oh
go.
Lord. No, the
But I'm
kids
just
ain't going to
saying,
prison. They not going in the name of Jesus. They not going. But
yeah.
look,
Uh,
we need to understand.
you know what I'm saying? Or
We
as
need
the
to
famous
understand that
the famous words of Mike Tyson, everybody got a plan until they get punched in the face.
until they get punched in the face.
So my thing is, you ain't got
And
to get punched in the face to
listen,
recognize.
yes,
You know what I'm saying?
Satan is not playing.
He don't care.
And you cannot let him rule you because if you do,
It's not good.
no, it's not a good. It's not good. So be
Mm-mm.
very afraid when you don't do what it is that God is telling you to do. Be afraid,
Especially those who are in authority.
especially those that are in authority, because you have a responsibility.
Yes.
Man, mm. That's good stuff right there. I love that part. That caught my attention. Oh wait, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, be very afraid.
Be very afraid.
Mhm. Hey man, thank you so much. I appreciate it. You're amazing, powerful history teacher and just an awesome man. You know the word. For you to go find that right there was amazing to me. I love
Yeah.
that scripture. Gonna have to study that just a little bit more. Listen to everybody that is on Facebook. Hey, thank you so much. Yo, YouTube. Appreciate you. What's going on, fam? Well, I see y'all. I see y'all. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. It's been a plum pleasure to be able to talk about those things as Women History Month. Come on, Jasmine, let's go. Let's go. And that's all. That's all we have. You got
Sounds
anything
good.
else, Kevin Grimes?
Stay close to God
Stay close.
and believe none of what you hear, half of what you see. That's
That
all I can
was
say with that.
that was a song, wasn't it? All right,
I
we'll
don't
see
know,
y'all.
but
Yeah, we'll see y'all next time on Heartfelt Testimony.